Hello everyone, it's Melanie here with Vintage Hill Studio. I'm so glad you joined me today. I have these dies from In Love Arts. They reached out to me to see if I would do a little demo using some of their products, and they allowed me to pick out what I wanted. So this is a demo of In Love Arts dies. Aren't these beautiful? Little wavy, scripty words, and this beautiful cross card maker. And the little Easter bunny with eggs. I'll have all of these supplies listed in the description below my video, as well as links to the In Love Arts site. And if you're interested and you want to gain 25% off, use the coupon code VINTAGE25. VINTAGE25 to get 25% off anything you want from In Love Arts. So much fun. I love creating with new dies anyway, and I have an idea for this. It's getting close to Easter. It could also be used for a sympathy card or any kind of faith-based card. Look at this beautiful cross that goes on top. Okay, so I measured this up very quickly. You can see it's a little more than 5.5 inches this way, and with the cross sticking out, it goes a little closer to the 9-inch mark. So on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, I'm going to have to turn this long ways in order to run it through my die cutting machine. So to do that, I will simply cut my paper down around the 6-inch wide mark, and that should fit perfectly in my die cutting machine. Now I use a Sizzix Bigshot. That's all I've got. And it works wonderfully for me, but you can see this is a little long even for the standard cutting plate. So I'm going to have to bring over my extended cutting plate and get that run through on there. This is magnetic, so it will hold it very still as I run it through my Sizzix Bigshot. I'm also going to this precision base plate. This is for intricate die cuts, and you can see there are many intricacies here in each side of this bifold card die. So that's why I'm using this precision base plate. I did run this through a couple of times, and I like to flip it over to see how well it's cut through the paper before I remove my die. Then I'll bring over this tool-in-one and help me get rid of all of these little pieces and parts. Oh, what a beautiful die cut bifold card. And you can see the score line, so I'm going to bring over this mini scoring board from We Are Memory Keepers, and I'm going to use my bone folder to go down the score lines on each side. Now you can see it was fairly easy to do this left side of my card, but when I flip it over and try to do the other side, of course the cross is going to be sticking out there on one side. So I folded over the left side of my card, and I will put that in the mini scoring board so that I can do the next score line using the channels on the scoreboard. Now it gets a little tricky when you're trying to make a fold line where there's some intricate die cutting, so just take your time, fold it over, and then reinforce that with your bone folder. Do the best that you can. My word, this is beautiful. So the die cutting alone does the bulk of the work of your card for you. To really make this stand out, I wanted to go for like a stained glass look. So I brought over this paper pad that has all these wonderful papers, and I'm just moving it around to see how this would look before I choose one of the papers. I like the bright, varied colors, so I'm kind of lean towards that with more colors and less white space. You can see it takes me a little while to choose my papers, but once I do, I'm satisfied with my choice and I'm ready to move forward. Now I'm just going to see what area I need to cut out here to gain the most color for my background. And I'm actually going to cut a panel that will fit inside that die cut bifold card. That will allow for me to write a sentiment on the inside of the card, and I am going to show you how I put that together very quickly here. So I cut my inside paper just a little bit smaller than the outside die cut base, and I'm going to give myself some score lines to line up with that die cut bifold card so that when I put this inside, the pattern paper will show through that intricate die cut window look on the front, leaving again that white space on the inside for a sentiment. So to eliminate any distractions from the front of the card, I am adding this little black panel, and you can see I scored it along the top so that I can fold that along, tuck that in over the top, and it will act as a lift-up flap, hiding the sentiment so that does not show from the front of the card when the card is closed. I find it's easier to show this to you than to actually explain it. But this is what my card is going to look like. So I will get that interior panel adhered first to the center of the die cut card base. Then I will move along and adhere each side of the die cut panels to the patterned paper panels. And again, I've got the fold line on my patterned paper as well, so this will all function as one cohesive piece. So you can see I get both of these sides just using little dabs of glue. I don't want it to squish out over and come out on the black. You know how that works when you have glue showing up on your black cardstock. So just very light dots of glue just to adhere that patterned paper to the die cut panel. Oh, it's looking lovely. I love that. So I added a little panel there at the bottom of that inside black flap, and you can see I'm going to do the same side when it's opened so that it's nicely finished along the bottom edge of that hidden flap. I guess that's what you would call it. Then I brought over that other separate cross die and used some silver paper. It's kind of a speckled silver. Now I adhered that to the front, and then I'm going back to these wavy word dies. This was also from In Love Arts, remember, and it's listed in the description below. And I'm going to use this beautiful word faith with a little stamp set that I have from the Little Yellow Bicycle Company. And I'll get that stamped down very quickly. Then to finish the inside of my card, I will bring over some little scraps of the same pattern paper that I used on the outside for the inside. And that finishes my card for this week. I hope you enjoyed this video, that you will give me a thumbs up, subscribe, go over and visit In Love Arts. They have some wonderful dies and stamps and all kind of crafting supplies, and I think you will find something you love over there. Again, the links to everything that I used in today's card are listed below, and you can see I also used a little bitty self-adhesive Velcro to keep that card shut. Thank you for dropping by. Hope to see you again next week. Happy crafting, everyone.